Good afternoon. We're really excited for the opportunity to speak with you today. We want to thank you in advance for your time and attention. So today we'll introduce Geographic Solutions and the important solutions that we provide to states to promote employment. We'll also introduce to you our Virtual Career Center, a tool that will help you bridge the gap between education and employment. So let's get started. I'm Chuck Johnson, Business Development for Education. Today, we will demonstrate how our Virtual Career Center, or VCC, is a personalized career exploration and pathway planning system that effectively connects students to careers. But in many states, this system is unique in that in certain circumstances, it can tie directly to the state workforce system, which will allow them to automatically leverage all the employer connections, jobs, labor market information, and sophisticated matching technology found within our workforce systems. Unfortunately, today's allotted time doesn't allow for a full demonstration. So in lieu of a full demo, I plan to highlight a few key components and functionality. If you have an interest to see more, just let me know and I'll arrange for a personal call. So Geographic Solutions has been around for a while. We're 400 people strong, based out of Palm Harbor, which is just north of Clearwater and west of Tampa, Florida, if you're not familiar with the region. Most of our staff are in a technical or development role, ensuring our customers have the best state-of-the-art solutions available relating to workforce, unemployment, education, and labor market services. Overall, we have more active state and local workforce systems than all other private vendors combined. Over the years, we've been lucky enough to partner with some amazing clients, possibly some of you on this call. And we pride ourselves on being an extension of our clients' teams, using our expertise and experience to create systems that we're all incredibly proud of and that has serviced millions of people. Our Virtual Career Center is the latest example of how we have listened to our clients to provide a solution focused on the critical needs within adult and higher education. But more on that later. In terms of customer base, this slide is a visualization of 35 states and territories that we work with, providing employment-related solutions. The lightest shade is our labor market system. Darker shade is our full workforce system. And the darkest shade yet identifies our unemployment system installs. But we also work with local areas as well, indicated by the red pins, which represents our ability to customize solutions for specific populations and programs. So in addition to workforce unemployment solutions, we also built COVID recovery solutions for several states. And in fact, we processed a historic 40+ billion in pandemic assistance, in addition to supplying job seekers with over 10 million job postings between March and December 2020. In addition to workforce and unemployment, our portfolio also includes solutions for adult education, reentry, and education. So as you can see, our mission is all geared to put people in jobs and or help people get back to work. So the reason we're here today is to help solve the issue many states are facing, which is a disconnect between education and workforce and some of the challenges that this creates. For instance, a large percentage of high school graduates don't have a clear direction of career planning and attainment. This pertains to students planning for trades, certifications, military service, as well as 2- and 4-year degrees. Because of this lack of direction, many students find their success or attainment goals becomes compromised or prolonged than originally anticipated, which also means their education debt increases and it becomes more of a burden and negative influence on themselves and the state's economy. The good news is that many states are not only aware of these issues, but in fact, governors from over 45 states have outlined attainment goals, which specifically identified education as a key catalyst for change in their local economies, and to address the concerns relating to connecting education with employment, closing skills gaps, and cross-sector initiatives. So let's tell a story according to the National Center for Education Statistics. And that story relates or evolves around a typical 4-year degree and the challenges that a student faces to achieve that. So the majority of students that leave high school leave without a clear idea or direction about their future. College is expensive and should not be the playground where students determine their path. And in fact, many have made this mistake, and chances are there's someone on this call who probably knows someone that still carries debt years after achieving their degree. Another glaring truth is that only 41% of first-time, full-time students graduate in 4 years. And one reason for the 41% graduation rate is that 80% of college students often change majors, which not only extends time to graduation, but it also adds an expense. And typically that expense equates to about 20 grand. So after the typical 4-year degree student graduates and they move home with their degree and student loans, it's going to take on average 3 to 6 months to secure employment. But to top off these problems, and an issue that resonates within the workplace, is that the fact that there's a skills gap persists between what students leave school knowing and what employers require or at least want to hire for. So we're here today to demonstrate how VCC can help solve these issues facing students by providing tools first to help them be decisive in their career choices, which will allow them to be focused in higher education, CTE, and/or military service, so that they can become better prepared for their chosen career paths. But there's also some major benefits for others in the cycle as well that I'd like to highlight. For workforce and employer benefits, access to human capital. The number one objective for workforce departments across the country is to obtain and get access to well-skilled, qualified talent for their local businesses. For the businesses, typically there's no need to train or educate this talent pool. The school's already done that, and/or in some cases, the student may have already had an internship in that related field. Another benefit is related to the employer, who gets a one-stop shop of all the local college talent available on a single website, where they can fill all of their needs from management positions all the way down to stockroom positions. And lastly, for those that's relevant for certain people that need to provide reporting metrics, the system will greatly help track and report on required performance measures. Because of our ability to provide all these, it was no surprise when many of our workforce customers reached out seeking guidance for new ways to expand the reach of their workforce systems to include collaboration for student success. Two of these such customers. The first is New Mexico. New Mexico's Department of Workforce was an early adapter, and in 2016 partnered with us to develop an online career exploration tool to help middle and high school students plan for their future careers. This portal assisted in career exploration, also provides assessment, education, and training resources for students to review based on their desired career path, including options to complete financial aid and college preparation checklists. This was a collaborative initiative and provides access for all secondary and post-secondary educational institutions within the state of New Mexico. Similarly, CareerSource South Florida partnered with us to utilize VCC to meet the needs of One Community, One Goal, a strategic initiative for long-term economic growth. Education was a key driver identified to grow Miami-Dade's targeted high-skilled industries. Our VCC satisfied the Academic Leader Council's need and opportunity to connect area institutions with workforce to create talent pipelines by building career awareness for these industries, prioritizing skills, training, clarifying program information, and linking career-ready students to local businesses. VCC also promises to facilitate better employment outcomes for students and facilitate the human capital for workforce, increasing stakeholder partnerships to drive growth and create high-skilled, high-wage jobs in targeted industries. So with that, I'd like to now jump over into actual VCC and show you some navigation and features and functionalities firsthand. Okay, now that we have discussed the benefits of VCC, let's just show you some actual installations so you can see the features and benefits firsthand. So as you see here, these are our customer sites, and there's Florida Memorial, and each one, this is St. Louis, or St. Thomas rather, and then this is the New Mexico installation. As you see, each of these sites, they're branded to each of the schools, each of the programs, and they have relevant information pertaining to each program. So at Florida Memorial, you can see how many programs are available. You see the number of dollars in scholarships. You see the number of internships related and the jobs available. And these are pertaining to our Florida, these are tied to Employ Florida, our workforce system. And then the same here in the New Mexico, which was developed for middle and high school students. We even have some in here while we work, little calculations and again, internships and such. So going back to Florida, I've already logged in. So this is the dashboard. And what you see on the dashboard is first going across the top, you can take your assessments, careers, education, scholarships, gain experience, and then jobs. And then going down here, this information is tracking specific and pertinent to the actual student, which, by the way, I'm logged in. I'm logged in as Brent and the demo site for Florida Memorial, and I am in the computer science program. So everything I see will be related to computer science. So first, let's take a look across. So first, let's go into assessments. And I have the ability for not only a work interest assessment, but also a work values assessment. So this is where you want to begin. Try to find out what does my background or what is my interests relate job-wise. So I can have the opportunity to take two different tests. I can take or two different assessments, one a mini form, 30 questions, or a short form, which is 60. We've already taken this test, so we'll see our score. And you see as far as how it balances out to the 6 pertinent interest areas: realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, and conventional. So I'm going to return, and now we go and take the work values assessment. And then these are cards. These are where you pick what I have a preference of. Do I like to do different things? We're not going to retake this. I just want to see. But it's the same or similar scores as far as achievement, independence, recognition, relationships, support, and working conditions. And you rate different cards or comments relating to each of those factors. So once I've taken both of those assessments, then let's go ahead and click next. And now it's going to bring up jobs that are relevant and or related to the two assessments that I've taken and my scoring. So right now my work interest, I'm set at a moderate level. I can set that at a strong, or I can just see all jobs. And the same with work values. I'm set at a moderate, but I can set it as strong all the way down to weak. Also, I can select these by either assessment match, job outlook, job demand, the typical education for each of these careers, entry level, wage, and experienced wage. But I want to keep it at the assessment match for now. And right now it says I have 7 of 1,067 occupations that I'm suited for based off of my assessments. So from here, I have these 4. It's a strong indication, strong match to my interest, and a strong match to my values. Here it's in the science and technology vertical. There's a very good projection for openings in the coming year. There's bachelor's degree, and my salary range is $41,000 to $68,000. If I want to learn more, I can watch a video, a very high-def video that goes into a typical day of an environmental scientist and specialist. I can see jobs that are related. I can see programs, but since we're at Florida Memorial and this is shown up, it's going to be within their program. I can see a profile. I can compare it to multiple different jobs. I can share it, and I can even remove it. So let's just go ahead and let's see what jobs are available. And then this just lists as far as the types of jobs that are available for that particular. So let's return. If I want to see the programs, let's see, we're in a regional like the New Mexico that we mentioned before, and not just a specific school. So if we want to see the programs, let my demo site catch up to me. And now I came back at alphabetical, but I'm going to take it back to the assessment match. So if I want to see the programs that are related, that offer that particular program, the schools that offer that particular program, got tongue-tied, excuse me. So I selected the program and I'm at FMU. Again, if you're in a regional implementation and have multiple schools tied into this, then it will be able to tell you what schools, from associate, bachelor's, doctorate, and any other level. So it'll share as far as the starting salary. It'll share potential salary based off of the level and experience. It'll share your average debt after a year at this particular school and the estimated tuition costs at this particular program. And then it brings down that employment outlook, projected growth annually, how many openings are for this particular job, and the number of graduates. And then it also mentions as far as different career paths. So right now it's natural science managers and clinical research coordinators, water. So it just tells you the different varying occupations that you can obtain by those particular degrees. And again, here's the Florida Memorial. That's the program we're in. Again, if you're in a regional installation or at a state setup like New Mexico is, you would be able to scroll like you can here to see all of the school programs that offer this particular program. All right, so now let's go back. And now I'm going to return to my dashboard. So after you do your assessments and you identify as far as what program you're going to go into, let's do your careers. And you can do as far as your salary ranges and the like, just to get a better understanding as far as what that particular education and degree is going to get you. So from the education, you can search by programs, search by education, or search by CTE. And then scholarships, you can search and identify different scholarships that are either pertaining to your demographics, pertaining to your program, and all the like. And if I just hit search, just keep it blank, it will return the full list of scholarships that will be available to me as the user that I'm signed in as with a computer science degree. All right. And then after we've done the scholarships and such, now this is one way to get experience while you're still in school. And the experience is everything from AmeriCorps, Peace Corps, the military service, Job Corps, apprenticeships, and I can search on apprenticeships, internships, and I can search on internships, entrepreneurial, and volunteering. And then I can find volunteering opportunities in my area. And then last, the job search. And then this is after you've determined your program, you've gotten your degree, as well as earned some experience in internship or apprenticeship, and then you search. And part of this too is your resume. So we have the ability to help you with your resumes through our robust resume builder. And not only will it help you build it, but it will help you score it. So I can choose one of the resumes that I've uploaded. While that's coming up, yeah, here we go. So here, right now I have a resume score, and if I click on it, it'll tell me what is good and what's bad about my resume, where I need to put a little bit more time or effort, as well as recommendations on how to better my resume to get a look from the hiring managers. You see this one's not online. You can have multiple resumes, different resume formats. It's pretty robust as far as the capabilities for a resume and letter builders. So if I go back to my dashboard, we also have an interview practice component. And you can just, as far as go through prep tips, what are your strengths, and some prep tips, just tell you how to get ready for your first interview. So let's also dive in a little bit within each of these sections on the student side. So we've gone through the top bar, top ribbon. So as far as what each of these student progress sections are and the percentage of completion. So we broke it down by career exploration. There's 5 steps you see here in the career exploration. So one is get started, and then it gives you tools on how to get started. And there's the interest or the assessments that we briefly talked about earlier, how to compare occupations, how to determine as far as what you want to be. 2 is assess. There's your work interests and your work values. Explore and inform, occupation finder. So it basically is a wizard to walk you through, as well as here's the next steps, how to help you in order to complete that. And then as you complete it, you see here that's 100% completed. Same with the worksheet, work interests, work values. Then in education and training, same, we give a 5-step wizard to help you get through that. First, decide, give you a quick list, plan, select, apply, even has information regarding FAFSA, scholarship finder, and scholarship library. But we help you help your students help themselves. So that's it that I wanted to show you, or I have time to show you on the student side. So I would like to show the staff side, and I will log back in here shortly. All right, great. Now let's quickly take a look at the staff side. And I just logged in as a staff user. This is dummy site, so again, we're not going to be looking at anybody's actual student data. But here it brings you to the student finder. You can find students that are graduating or graduated, can narrow down by programs or majors, by the academic college and such. So you can see here as far as institution, if you're a regional implementation, see all their programs and or majors, and search on any undecided all the way, to the different majors that they've enrolled in. What degree level, graduation year range, last name, school year, cumulative GPA, and then here you can search on kind of students that are doing well for, if you want to identify students for internships. And I'm using dummy data here, so let's see. You can identify students if an internship comes through, you want to reach out to those particular school students. You can also do a reverse and find the students that might be struggling a little bit and just find out exactly what how you can help them. So from here, I want to go ahead and I want to see Thomas. I want to look at his profile. I can see his progress, his profile. I can message him, see what activity he's done. I can see his resume and or appointments. So let's see what progress he's done. See, he hasn't even completed the exploration. He's done some things, he's got a little progress to show, or rather some percentages to show for his progress. But you might want to reach out to him and kind of encourage him to complete a little bit more so that he can be better prepared for his career and not get behind. Here you can also see within the profile, this John Connor. I can log in and see the information related to him, what they set up. Let's see, I can message him. I can see what activity that he's done. Message center. See his resume and appointment. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard. So there's quite a bit of information you can find through the student finder, as well as these tags. I forgot to mention this tag. So I can identify maybe students that are my students, and I just want to see who they are. I can tag different tags such as chess club or any other relevant tag that might separate students or give them credit or to be able to identify them. Other things other features that are available here as well. I can see labor market information. I can see some labor or some industry. So let's see, let's do health. Right now it looks like we're searching into Pinellas County, Florida. So let's look at health. So what this is returning for me is the number of employers in Florida, the advertised jobs in Florida by county, or both number of employers by county. So if I go over here, there's Sarasota, here's Pinellas County, here's Tampa, and then Miami. Big difference. So it shows some relevant information. And again, I'm searching on the health and personal care stores. In addition to that, I can, again, manage students, manage resumes, job orders, appointment calendars, and then some office information I can do there too. All right, that's what we have time for today. I want to thank you again. This is Chuck Johnson with Geographic Solutions, and thank you for watching how VCC can help bridge the gap between employment and education. Have a great day.